Hello, everyone. This is Maryann here, and you're listening to Random Sage with Maryann from Revealing Light. It is Monday morning here in Australia, and it is an absolutely glorious day. I'm actually heading off for a couple of days' break up to the central coast of New South Wales, and I'll try and film some of the beautiful seaside up there, the beautiful coastline for you. But yeah, just to celebrate my partner's birthday and take a little bit of time off. I'm really looking forward to it, actually. I'm feeling like I really need the warmth. We've actually had a very, very cold winter, although we're in spring now. And I miss the warmth and the sound of the ocean. So that's where I'm going. Today I want to talk to you about why temperance or moderation is the only path forward. It takes us a while when we're in that extreme state, and this can range from anything from politics to a matter that you're doggedly pursuing, through to a harsh judgment you can't seem to shake because someone's let you down. It can range through all the situations in life. Temperance really, or moderation, is really the only path. And that is because it puts us directly back into the flow of life. And if we're backing against the current, holding back the flow, if we're not in alignment and giving ourselves that opportunity to go with the flow of life, we're going to miss a lot. We're going to block out a lot. And we're going to have extreme emotions influencing our decisions that we make, or influencing, more importantly, the direction that we're taking. And that's where often we can get into trouble, when we doggedly take or even stubbornly take a particular direction without being flexible enough and being in alignment with the flow of life, being tempered and moderate in what we do, allowing things to come through. When we stubbornly persist in a direction, we can usually wind up in some sort of trouble, if only being stressed out and anxious. So today I want to talk about temperance, and what better way to do this is to talk about the temperance card in the tarot. The temperance card, or the Temperance Angel in the tarot, is really embodying balance, patience, and that moderation that I'm talking to you about. The Temperance card in the tarot is both masculine and feminine, and it calls out to us to stabilize and anchor our energy. Because when we're not stable, when we don't have that stability, when we're doggedly, being extremist in whatever the matter of hand is, we can upset ourselves. We can cause ourselves problems that we didn't necessarily need to experience. So the Temperance Angel in the tarot is calling out to us to stabilize our energy. The angel in the tarot, certainly in the Rider-Waite deck, one of the world's most well-known tarot decks, has 1 foot on the ground and 1 foot in the water. The 1 foot in the ground reminds us to ground ourselves. And when we ground ourselves, when we get too far out of ourselves, too extreme, we need to bring ourselves back down to earth and ground ourselves. This is all really good, healthy practice. The Temperance Angel in the tarot also has 1 foot in the water, signifying that we come into harmony, that beautiful feeling of harmony and peace when we're in the flow of life. The Temperance Angel in the tarot also pours water between 2 cups to symbolize the flow of life, but also the alchemy of life. When we transmute certain situations, and events and cycles into something new and vibrant without the extremism, without the dogged pursuit of a direction, which is really, you know, a blind alley. In the background to the Temperance Angel in the Temperance card in the Rider-Waite Tarot is a road leading up a mountain path to signify the journey of life. And journey of life is not always easy. Sometimes it actually does feel like we are climbing a mountain. But at the top of the mountain is a beautiful golden crown. And that signifies the rewards that are ours when we take the higher road. When we take the higher road, when we move into that temperance and moderate energy and flow of life and grounded energy, we are on track then to achieve our purpose in life. And we are able to see the abundance of meaning in life, because we can see it, because we are in the flow, we are in the harmonious flow of life. When we're in that flow, it's more likely for us to have peaceful and beneficial connections. And, you know, just pausing there for one moment, peaceful and beneficial connections. Often you will get friends or people that you know coming to you. In my line of work, a lot of viewers come through, some viewers come through, and, you know, they're looking for, particularly around, you know, why did this happen? Why did some sort of misfortune happen to us? And that's a really complicated answer, because it involves our own soul's evolution, our decision before we came into this life to have the experiences that we're going to have. Some of it is through missing the turn in the road, through whether, you know, not being in the flow of life and not being able to see clearly what is happening around us, because when we're not in that flow, we really can't see the consequences of our own actions. And it's not uncommon to get, you know, 5 years down the track of a major breakup with a lifelong friend and realize that there were some things that we could have done differently. Hindsight is a valuable thing, isn't it? It's all about learning those lessons, and hopefully one of those lessons is to move into moderation and temperance when you feel yourself approaching what I would call the cliff of extremism. Because to me, when you're in that extreme, you really can't see the consequences of your actions. You cannot be in balance when you're being extreme in anything. The Temperance card is also the number 22 in the tarot, which of course is the number 2 signifies unity. So it's a master number. It's amplifying unity. It's also associated with the astrological sign of Sagittarius. It's a real tongue-in-cheek meaning there for Sagittarians, because Sagittarians are the spark from the fire that goes onward to find a new destination. And you know that sparks can often cause wildfires, but, you know, can get out of control. So the lesson for Sagittarius in the Temperance card is to be grounded and to be in harmony and alchemy, particularly alchemy, which is the creation of something, transmuting something to create something new, to be in harmony with the flow of life. I came across a story on the weekend which was quite troubling, about a Mormon mummy blogger on YouTube and TikTok. We all know, we all come across, you know, YouTube algorithm will feed us a family that is, you know, supposedly picture perfect. It's what, you know, we're supposed to aspire to, blonde-headed mother, blonde-headed father, blonde-headed kids, blonde hair, blue eyes, and a big mansion, and supposedly a stress-free and absolutely luxurious, fun lifestyle. There was a mummy blogger called Ruby Franke, and she from Utah, the Mormon state in America. She was a Mormon, and of course there were bright pictures. The channel has been taken down now because she's facing child abuse charges, very serious ones. But she presented as this good Mormon mother. The children would be in bright, photographed, videoed in brightly coloured pinks, yellows, and whites. Wholesome family. Well, over the last couple of weeks, her 12-year-old son escaped from, I think, through a bedroom window of her guru's house, who supposedly was a Mormon counselor, family counselor. These children had been imprisoned there and bound up with duct tape. The 12-year-old son of Ruby Franke, the mummy blogger, the Mormon mummy blogger, escaped through the window, ran to a neighbour's house, and the neighbour rang 911. And I've listened to the audio of that call. The boy had duct tape around his wrists, duct tape around his ankles, and the duct tape had been put on so tightly and obviously, for a period of time, that the lacerations were very, very, very deep. He had to go to the ER and be treated. For his physical wounds, God knows what his mental and emotional and psychological wounds are. This from the supposedly perfect mummy blogger, this from her mentor and guru who she was staying with, the Mormon family counselor. There were hints along the way in her videos on YouTube of her extremism. She took away her son's bed for a prank that he had played on one of his siblings for 7 months, and he slept on a beanbag. She sent her, I think she was a 6-7-year-old daughter to school without any breakfast because the little girl forgot to make her own breakfast. And the lesson there was the mother was glad that she was hungry because it might teach her to make her own breakfast. So there were hints of this extremist behavior, extremist and cruel, the opposite of nurturing behavior there. And there's a lesson there for YouTube where they exalt these people, and these people turn out to be what looks like alleged child abusers. They're certainly been indicted for child abuse. I want to go to the fundamentalists, the Christian nationalists, where Christianity and far right-wing politics meet. How did that happen? The Christian nationalists, the Christian fundamentalists, the religious fundamentalists are doing anything but looking at the example of Jesus Christ, because Jesus Christ wasn't an extremist. He was in the flow of life. He did have patience. He did have balance. He did have this, always taking the higher path. He was in harmony with the flow of life. He was at one and at peace with his faith in his purpose and the meaning of his existence. He was able to realize miracles. As a result, he was able to draw people to him in unity and love. So Ruby Franke, was she following those principles? The politicians that spout their filth and their threats while quoting from the Bible in harmony and flow with life. Across the world, there's a move towards extremism. I talk about this a lot because it's not a path that is sustainable. It is not. And so this movement will always be violent and temporary. Fascist movements that have come out of conservative, so-called conservative politics. These so-called Christian nationalists grabbing onto the shingle that they can hang over their door to attract money and power into their house, into themselves. So what is the value of temperance? If you're not in the flow, you are blind to the consequences of your actions. And so this is why we see many of those same violent, when I say violent, I mean violent of words, violent sometimes of deeds. Those sort of politicians are now facing the consequences of their actions. So I'm going to ask now, with that Temperance Angel in mind, what is the value of temperance? 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 I think, health suffers when we're not in the flow of life. Often we have to retreat, as I said, blind to the consequences. What is the value of temperance? Now that card wanted to come out. Yeah, that's what I was seeing in my mind's eye when I said health will suffer. I saw what is the Four of Swords in the Rider-Waite card. So here we have temperance and moderation and health, because if you don't have temperance and moderation, you can feel like you're continually in battle with others. The value of temperance, please. The value of temperance. We have the King of Pentacles. That's again, being grounded, but also the wisdom to know the difference between riches, monetary riches, and the riches that life can bestow upon us. This King of Pentacles should know that. In the reverse, this King of Pentacles does not. In the reverse, this King of Pentacles is representative of accumulating money for money's sake. Again, any sort of extreme behavior. The Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. Again, when we're in harmony with the flow of life, we can manifest. We can manifest what we want, what we need, what we desire. Justice. What is the value of temperance? Things when we are on the edge of that extremist cliff, something has obviously been taken away from us, whether that's in our relationships, whether that's in our peace of mind, whatever it is. In the pursuit of money, for example, we can lose it because we're blind to the consequences. In the pursuit of power, whatever that form of power is, it can be taken away from us. The Justice in the tarot holds the balance of scales, of the scales of balance, as does the Temperance energy with the pouring of the cup, the two cups. We do get this Sagittarius energy coming through here in the Queen of Wands. She knows where to put her motivation, passion, and as a result achieves happiness and harmony. What is the value? We get to have those beautiful there's that arch leading through to the mountaintop. We get to take what we need on our journey in life. We get to take a level of abundance, a level of soft landings on our journey in life. We get to stay strong and be strong. Although we lose many things in the course of a lifetime, there is always something new on offer. So we are able to move on from the disappointments without fear, but with hope. We are able to avoid loss. Now, that's an interesting one. That is an interesting one. And we get what we need coming to us, a level of abundance. So really, even though people who pursue extremism might look like they're doing well, the mummy blogger, the Mormon Mummy blogger, I come back to her, is a really good example of how this works. Look at what has happened to her. In finding fame, I think her channel had over 1 million subscribers. In finding so-called fleeting fame, she was blind to the consequences of her actions. Okay, you're listening to Random Sage with Maryann from Revealing Light. Thank you for tuning in.